What's up, guys? Welcome to Beats. Today I'm going to be showing you guys some effects or effect changes you can put on your samples to get that vintage sound that you hear nowadays. If you guys haven't subbed already or turned post notifications on, make sure you do so because it helps me out a lot. Let's hop right into it. So what I'm going to do now is just play the beat and the melody so you can hear what it sounds like. All right, so there's our melody. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be going through each chain. So we have 1 through 6. All right, and then towards the end we have a lot of stock plugins. So I'm gonna go through all these chains in order. And yeah, so let's start on chain 1. All right, so this is effect chain number 1, and in each chain I'm gonna have different plugins and setups for you. So there might be some plugins that you might be interested in getting or whatever, or downloading. All right, so I went ahead and added the 808. I didn't want the previous part to be too long, so I just skipped that. So here's what it would sound like. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute the drum so we can focus on the actual samples. So here we have our mixer. So I'm gonna go ahead and unroute this here and route it to chain 1. Okay, so on chain 1, we have the Waves J37. Okay, so obviously third party. We're gonna get to the stock plugins, don't worry. So what you want to do is look down here, and this is where you're gonna get that effect. So let me mute these. Now you want the wow and flutter, and I'll show you what these do real quick. You can change the rate. And you got the flutter as well. So I usually turn the depth up and then mess with the rate to get the right rate that I want. And then you got noise level. I don't really like that too much. It's kind of annoying. And you got the saturation, which is fine. So there's that one. So now let's go ahead and show you the other one. So we got isotope vinyl, right? Everyone should know about this by now, but you can like put little effects like scratches, and you can also do that effect with this. So you don't necessarily, whatever's in these chains that I show you, that doesn't mean that you have to use that exact chain. It's just multiple plugins that I'm showing you. So you can only use this one if you want, because it gets the job done. But I'm just showing it here, and I just use it for like a little dust. That's all I really use it for. I don't really put it in mono. I hate the mono sound, but I did put all these in mono because, you know, it's a part of the effect. But yeah, I don't really too much use it, so I'm gonna just show you what it does. As you can see, I don't really use the scratches. I just use the dust, and that's pretty much it. All right. And then for the EQ, I just kind of EQ'd out. This is what most of the EQs look like. You can probably do it even more. To kind of sell the effect a little bit more. So that's effect chain 1. So now let's move on to effect chain 2. All right, so now at number 2 for our effect chain, we have good hertz. Okay, and this is called a wow control. So this is my own preset that I use. It's just I use it as a default one, so I don't have to like go to it or anything. But this is everything. If you want to take a screenshot and you have these plugins, you can just use this. But one thing I want to note here is it's dry to wet. Now when you turn up to 100%, it's gonna sound clean or whatever. All right, but you can add it like a phaser or like a flanger effect or whatever. If you turn this wetness down, so I'll show you what it sounds like as I turn it down. All right, so you can kind of mess with that. And that's with any plugin really. If you turn the dry to wetness down or up, it might give you a different effect. Okay, and then let's go on the EQ, and I'll just show you what the EQ is doing. right, so just taking out frequencies we don't need for this effect. All right, and then you can also put this all the way in mono. I don't like the mono sound. I usually just, if I do it, I do something like this, as you can see down here. But if you want to put it all the way to 100%, you can also do that, but I'm gonna put it back here. So let's go and move on to effect chain number 3. Okay, so at number 3, this one's gonna be really quick. It's just one plugin. It's honestly my favorite one on this whole list I'm gonna show you, and it's RC20 Retro Color. Okay, and the preset I have here is Dusty, and this is again, this is like a personal preset. Once you have a plugin so long, you start to make your own presets for stuff. So this is what it will sound like. And the reason I like this is because it has everything in one. You could put it in mono, or you can separate it. You can even adjust the EQ. Adjust the tone. I'm just go ahead and put everything back to normal. But yeah, you don't have to load up anything else when you use this. Everything is here, like everything you need. All right, so that's the RC20. So let's move on to effect chain number 4. Okay, so now on chain 4, we're gonna be getting into a lot of like free or stock stuff. So let me go ahead and click on chain 4. So now we have pitch proof, halftime, which is not free, but you can substitute that with gross beat, and this will be in the pack, the free little pack in the description. So you can switch out gross beat if you have gross beat. We got fruity chorus and the EQ. So I'm gonna go one by one and show you like the presets. So here's a preset for this. I got it in mono. I'll turn this transient fix off, and then what you want to do is put this in the key of your sample. Okay, and it's gonna sound really bad and weird when you turn this on, but this is mostly used for vocals. So I'll show you what it sounds like. Okay, and the reason why I added this is because of the halftime. Because when you put halftime or gross beat on, it makes it pretty much puts it in a lower octave. So I pull it up with this, or you can use whatever other plugin that you have. But this is also free, so you can grab this. So I'll turn halftime on now. Okay, and it kind of adds some of that grit as well. But I'm gonna turn it off with halftime. Okay, but again, you can see how this adds some grit. So I'm gonna turn the gross beat effect. All right, this is like what the preset would look like. But this isn't the half speed one. I just cut it in half. The half speed one would look more like this. Just to show you what the original one looks like. But to copy what halftime is doing, I just cut this in half. Pretty much like that, okay? Again, this will be a preset in the free preset pack. So you can grab that. So let's use gross beat. And then we got chorus. And this is just the default preset. Like when you load it up, this is literally the default preset. Turn it on. And then our EQ, it's about the same. I just expanded it a bit. Okay, and then I can play it with the beat so you can see like what it would sound like. Okay, so that's one effect there. So now let's move on to chain 5. All right, so at chain number 5, we have once again gross beat, and we got decimort. Now I'm gonna show you this plugin. This plugin is really cool. It'll give you all type of like weird, you know, distorted effects and stuff, but you do not need this one. Okay, you do not need it. This is just to show you guys other plugins that you may or may not know about. So let's go in gross beat. Now this is how you achieve the like wow and flutter effect, or like that kind of distorted pitch sound. Now a lot of people, I don't know why they don't know how to do this, because it's already in gross beat. All you have to do is just basically like pull because usually it will look something like this, or it will be the other way around. So all you have to do is put your snap to 1/16 or no snap and just pull this down just a bit. Okay, and then you'll get that like distorted pitch sound. Okay, and you can experiment with the timing, but I usually just do 4 parts. Okay, but the smaller, the larger this is going to distort even more. Okay, so that's why you want it like very minimal. So this is how you get that wow and flutter effect with just gross beat. All right, a lot of people think you can't use stock plugins to get those effects, but you can. You just gotta know a little bit. All right, and real quick, I'm gonna show you the actual preset for the lines or whatever. So it's gonna be on smooth. That's the mode. Smooth is what I use. It's probably a better way to do it, but this is just how I do it. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to decimal, and I'll show you what that sounds like. And there's a bunch of other stuff here. I'm not gonna go over every single thing, but they're like, they got the cutoff and all this other stuff, but we're not gonna go too much in depth. This isn't a review over this plugin, just showing you it. All right, again, in EQ, same kind of the same thing going on here. All right, don't be afraid to mix and match the plugins. These are just plugins that I put together, but you can mix and match certain ones that you've seen previously throughout. All right, don't just think that you can only use these together, right? You can use whichever ones you want. All right, so let's move on to the last one, to chain number 6. All right, so in this last chain, we have all stock plugins. Okay, so here we go. There's the chain. We have gross beat. So I'm gonna pull up gross beat first, and as you can see, we had one more step. So the first one that we did, it was just the wow part, like the pitch distortion. But now what you want to do is go to the tremolo slow preset, and then if you see these knobs down here, if you turn them about halfway up and then turn this one like all the way to the left, it'll kind of give you a kind of tremolo or give you that flutter effect. And you could change the speed as well if you want. But I'm just leave it like this. I usually turn this volume down a little bit. All right, so the next plugin, we got Fruity Squeeze, and this is gonna kind of emulate like that dust or scratch effect from Isotope Vinyl, but Isotope Vinyl is free, so you could just get that. But if you want to stock, here you have it. All right, and don't panic. I'm gonna give you guys the presets, whatever, so you don't have to sit through the video and screenshot everything and put it in manually. I'm gonna give you the presets. All right, and here's the EQ, same as always. And then I put Fruity Flanger on, so there's a preset. I think it's just the default. Just load up the default preset. And then I just boosted this a bit. The reason I boosted it a little bit, or you could just boost the volume, is because when you put this tremolo on, it's actually turning down the volume up and down. So to kind of bring the volume back up, I just boosted some frequencies, or you can just boost it here. So that's the last effect. That's going to be it for this video. Hopefully these effects were useful. Again, don't forget that you can mix and match. So whatever you learned here, you can kind of mix and match and create your own presets. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.